coming in, and it shows that they want to go for the aggression. And safety, BB actually being spotted out by safety. Safety actually leveled up his dark flight. Actually was on cooldown, unable to actually bring up the knockup. So they invade kind of got spotted out there by the Azubu Taipei assassins.
So Enzo here, I'm guessing if he's gone deep into the utility tree, should have more than 6% lifesteal. No, only 4% lifesteal. So
30 seconds until
not too deep into that utility tree. I
like the 1% crit chance that he has.
1% crit
the mandatory.
The lucky crit chance. I know a few players actually in the Southeast Asian servers that run, I think it's about 4% crit chance on their 80 carries. They love that lucky chance that they get. But it's not uncommon to see the 80 carries run that 1%. Look at this. And he knows. They
jump. No, oh, Judy fails the jump.
He's going to take some damage for this one. He gets the he has to flash away for being cocky. Junie.
Oh, Junie.
Why would you do that?
Junie, you need a little more practice on Riven before you actually pull off the broken wings wall jump.
It wasn't even the jump. I mean, Junie knew Rangson was here. Rangson knew Junie was there. I mean, they were just toying with each other. And Junie getting caught off again. The bubble goes down. Gonna get knocked off. The stun will go down. No, it will not. Will it be enough though? Use that portal 2
has to use the exhaust as well.
First bubble go to BB though. And
yeah.
First blood to Vayne. Not very good. Junie's gonna lose this level 1 red as well.
Yeah.
This is very good for. This is what we saw teams do against this double jungle. They will invade one of the buffs. They will invade one of the buffs. That way, the jungler has a secured 2 buffs. If you don't invade, Sejuani would have had only 1 buff.
Yep. So I don't know. Okay, Dinter used his might. Technically, Junie could still travel all the way there and hopefully pull off that spike steal because they still have a ward sitting on top of the blue, but it seems that no, Junie just decides to go for the Raves and they're just gonna carry on with that double jungle.
There's that teleport coming from BB. He wants to get this lane up against Shyvana. Wants HE. Do we call him HE or Archie?
I don't know.
I call him Archie, but people tell me I'm wrong sometimes, but I always tell he's Archie. So
you can't call him Archie this game because Archie is on
because there's an Archie as well on
yeah.
Saigon Jokers. I mean,
he has a lot of aches in his body. Maybe that's why it's called achy.
He has an achy breaky heart.
Achy breaky heart.
So saw that teleport from BB going up to the top lane. QTB is going to try and find this one. Now we already see that Archie is running up to the top lane to try and match this one out. The other hand though, I was going to say earlier that if Junie died there in that level 1 fight, it wouldn't have been too bad if he was a support, but he's a jungler. He needs to not die that early.
Yeah, and look at the double jungle gang coming in. We have actually 4 men up in the top lane.
Did you see the movement of that gang? I mean, we saw came from here and then just said hi.
Yeah,
pretty much. So
BB and Jay just walked away.
Pretty much. That was a fantastic gang. So Morning here puts down the Ignite really early onto Nick's water, getting the clockwork wind-up auto attacks onto him. Comes back for more, throws the ball down, gets another attack. Really aggressive from Morning.
How does the double jungle actually work?
Wait, I mean, it's very hard to say.
Do they just gank a lot, or do they just counter gank? What do you do as a? You don't have enough camps to share.
I know in solo queue a lot. You see some famous streamers do it. We've seen Dyrus do it sometimes. He used to do it a lot with Saint Vicious actually. I mean, we've seen a lot of famous streamers try out this double jungle. Good damage onto Archie. Archie here. Yes,
Archie.
Maybe good damage onto Archie there. Return summon. So we've seen a lot of famous streamers do it. They like to do very support heavy jungles. They like to do Blitzcrank and Alistar together. But two carry style junglers, they really need. I mean, the jungle doesn't give you so much gold. There are games where the support can eventually overtake the jungler in terms of farm. And you can see here, safety has nothing else to do except for babysit Archie right now, allowing Junie to try and catch up. So,
and look at the camps on the side of Saigon Jokers. No camps are left in the jungle. So where is Junie gonna go?
Exactly, Junie has to find something to do. I mean, if Junie did not die early on and was able to get that red buff, straight away what the double jungle is, it secures 1 buff. 1 buff for one of your junglers and 2 for the other, while denying the opposition 1 of their buffs. That's the ideal situation. A good team though, like Azubu Taipei Assassins, they will invade the opposition's jungle as 4 or 5 early on because they will be split off to take 2 buff camps, regardless of where they go. So that will set the double jungle behind, but if they were able to get ahead, that just means that their ganking and their presence would be more prominent in the 1v1 lanes. the solo lanes and could potentially wreak havoc in the 2-on-1 lane.
Yeah, and it was very interesting earlier to see how they actually kind of pulled off the double jungle. We actually saw Safety and the rest of the team go into the Azubu Taipei Assassin's red buff with Junie alone in the enemy territory at the blue buff, and that kind of, you know, secured the kill on the side of Azubu Taipei Assassins. If Junie actually just stayed in his own jungle, did his normal pathing, I think the game would have turned out a lot differently in the level 1 fight.
It did look quite awkward what Junie was trying to do, but I think he kind of expected TPA to invade one of their camps early on. I think he expected, I really think that he wanted to take away blue buff so that they would still get the 3 buff start. We might see a gang coming down onto Aki down this bottom lane, well Archie down this bottom lane. He's gonna does not have that slice and dice anymore, gets knocked out by a level 3 Riven. He fancies his chances here, pops his dominance, the flash, knock up coming in from the knock back, so to speak, from Dinda comes in. Archie here, gonna try to go back in. Junie is only level 3 still, he can't be so aggressive, and it's just one Renekton, and with the help of Shyvana was able to fend off this 3-man gang.
Yeah, and the level disadvantage coming in for the double jungles is not good at all.
No, it's not. It really is not.
And I really like the rotation coming in because on the side of Saigon Jokers, they are still trying to make the plays, and it seems that the jungles are just kind of mirroring each other. I mean, moving parallel together, and hopefully they can actually get some kills off because Safety has that Dark Flight knockup. Junie can follow up with the knockup from the Broken Wings, and of course the Sun coming in as well.
So it never really has taken off. Double jungle has never really taken off. I mean, we saw it in Season 1 a little bit where it worked a bit more. In Season 2 it worked slightly better as well, but as soon as the rise of wards at level 1 became very popular, we saw supports not buying Fairy Charm, not buying Rejuvenation Bead, just buying consumables and wards really hindered double jungle, just because the first 3 to 4 minutes of the game you kind of know where the jungler will be. I mean, it's gone into a point where a lot of games we always see the jungler clear his route, go for a gank either at the top or bottom lane depending on where he started, and then that's about it. Unless it's a 2v1 lane where he'll either go to gank the 2v1 or help the 2v1 lane itself.
Yeah, and I also noticed another thing. We actually have a Malzahar in the mid lane for the Saigon Jokers, and I was wondering why if they knew that they wanted to go for the double jungle strat at the start, why did they not pick a resourceless mid lane? So they can always pass the buffs to the junglers constantly, which is something weird, I would say.
I think the Malzahar pick might have been to try and force the push at mid lane. Try Malzahar to continuously push into this mid lane tower, relieve some pressure from that mid lane so the double junglers could do their thing in the side lane, so to speak. But hasn't been working out. Azubu TPA Morning has been doing a good job of pushing out Nick Water from his lane.
Yeah, and looks like in the top lane it's going to be a problem for us to actually cast this because it's Archie up against Aki.
Archie against Archie, Renekton against Ezreal here. We're going to see them battle out. Dinter
and Junie actually pulls off that.
Finally got it.
So yeah.
He jumps on the wall. Look at that. He managed to get over that wall. So Junie finally managed to take a buff away from Azubu TPA. Nothing much else to be done there. I mean, one way you can compare the double jungle against single jungle is just if you look at the gold quickly. Normally, we would see Junie having more gold than the support, but right now it's only a 200 gold advantage, and Sejuani is significantly
I think Safety has been the one playing the lane babysitter so far because look at his gold. He's actually has slightly less gold than Jay. And it's most likely because Jay may have kind of specced into a little bit of gold generation runes or masteries, but that still says a lot because it's just not good at all.
I mean, when Season 3 first came out, well, now we're going into Season 4 very soon. Season 3 also had quite some big changes when the pre-season was implemented. So the first thing players started to notice that the jungle had significantly less rewards than it used to. The jungle minions were weaker, but you didn't get as much gold as you did from Season 2's jungle camp. So the gold generation was a lot less, and as we said before, supports can outscale junglers if the game goes in their favor and it gets to the late game. It's possible for supports to end up getting more gold than the junglers themselves. So in Season 3, there's a huge speculation that it'll be the end of junglers. But before that, we're going to see Morning actually get jumped on. Nyx Water jumps in with all Archie is going to get jumped on by Archie and Dinter as well. Nick Spotter will pick up the kill into Morning. Very surprising ult coming in from Nick Spotter though. Just use his ult and nothing else. Didn't throw down anything else on top of that. Now we're going to see QTB and BB try to get some damage down on Stefan here. Not able to do so, but as you were saying earlier, Season 3 was meant to be the full of junglers just because the jungle camp didn't have much. People were expecting 2 top and 2 bottom, and the 2 at top, one of them will just consistently go down through the jungle, clear the camps, come back, rinse and repeat, which kind of happened but in a different way.
Yeah, in Season 3 it kind of became the top laners going down to the jungle, picking up the golems, picking up whichever camp they could pick up when the lane was pushed, and that's what happened. So we actually saw 2 gangs, one in the mid lane, one in the top lane, and it seems that they're gonna just trade kill for kill, turret for turret.
So that phenomenon actually did end up happening when the scene of having the lane swaps became so popular that junglers were forced to leave the jungle and help out whichever lane was in a 2v1. So it did end up happening. So it's very surprising that Saigon Jokers have gone for a double jungle this late into Season 3, especially with Season 4 fast approaching.
Yeah, do you think with the extra camp in Season 4 we might see double jungle?
Possible. It could be possible. One jungler for each side.
Yeah, maybe. And wow, I really like this call here. They have the pink ward, they have the oracles coming out early, and they just decide to take the dragon. And yes, with 2 smites, I don't think they can get outsmited.
WTF 2 smites?
Yeah, WTF 2 smites. I remember a game where I played with my friends like all smite, and then we just went in and took all the buffs, and then just walked out. And when dragon spawned, it's like, oh, all smites are up, let's just take dragon.
So good to see BB here continually farm out this lane. Should be able to get an advantage in terms of creep score, minion score, just because he does have that support advantage, while Archie on Ezreal does not have support to help him out in lane. Still fairly close between the 2 AD carries though, but Vayne is being allowed to freely farm, not something you want to allow a Vayne to do.
Yeah, again I have to stress, having 2 junglers, we expect more ganks, more aggression coming into the lane, but it just seems that Azubu Taipei Assassins have put in the good wards, especially in the entrance paths, and has just allowed them to just, you know, spot out all the ganks. And look at Aki as well as Dinter, he actually going in for the, oh my goodness, the ultimate actually hits onto Archie, and Dominus is popped as well. It seems that Archie is in a war for Aki picking up that kill.
Aki picking up the kill onto Archie. Next against Ezreal down in the bottom lane though. BB is gonna go in a 2-on-3 situation here. Pops his ultimate, tries to get away. Jay's gonna be picked up. Meanwhile, Dinter gets picked up at the top lane. They fancy their chances on this Vayne though. BB has to flash away. Still being chased down by 3 members. Morning is gonna come in, throws the ball, gets the shockwave only onto 1 person though. Not able to do too much. He tries to continue chasing, but safety slow will be enough to deter him from doing so.
That was actually very well executed by the Saigon Jokers. Nixwater knew that the gang was coming out at the top. Archie did die, but he managed to pick up the consolation kill. And at the same time, in the bottom lane, Saigon Jokers just 3-manned it with the double jungles, as well as QTV, the top laner, going in for the aggressive play, managing to pick up Jay as well as BB, and Morning was not able to respond in time.
Not able to respond at all. Looking at the gold difference right now. Safety looks like he's going very low here. Got pings coming up from the client to say is getting taken out very low by that blue buff, but nothing much else happened. Gold difference between the 2 teams. It's only 1,000 gold in favor of Azubu Taipei Assassins, so it's not that Saigon Jokers are not that far behind right now.
Yeah, and the double jungle, we actually have to take a look at the level advantage as well, because it seems like QTV has fallen quite a bit behind Aki at this moment, because I think he had to share a lot of the lane experience with safety, and that really hurt his leveling as well.
So just looking at it right now, I mean the jungler, one secondary jungler I would say, Aatrox has just about 400 gold more than Jay on support Nami there, so not too much, just a little bit more, but Sejuani still has quite a bit amount, oh actually 400 gold more than the main jungler, so it's kind of even between the supports and this double jungle here.
Yeah, and it just seems, I don't know, how much aggression can they actually put in, because the laning phase hasn't really ended just of yet. And I really wonder what happens when they actually get into team fights. How effective is safety and tuning going to be in the team fights as compared to Dinter? Because Dinter is a traditional jungler, doesn't need as many wards, as much gold because he has great initiation with the knockup on the knockback as well, and we can see Dinter just camping onto the side lane.
This is not good for the Saigon Jokers though. If Dinter did manage to come around here, would have been devastating for them. Bubble just hits nothing. Good job, Jay. So meanwhile on the top lane, we're gonna see Archie here go up against Junie, but nothing much the poor Riven can do against an overly farmed Renekton right now.
Yeah, Renekton having 2 kills, so at level 12 compared to the level 9 of Junie. And the Sunfire Cape as well as the Kindle Gem, nope, Riven's not going to stop that Crocodile at all.
Sure not. So, Archie, TPA Archie here on Renekton, trying to bully out Junie at the top lane. There's not much Junie can really do against this. BB here, going to continue pushing this bottom tower, using that slice and dice. Pretty much clear the way very fast. And next water gets chunked down, barrier is popped. He could potentially live for this one, the last tick will not take him down.
It's so difficult for them to actually face up against their laners at this point of time because, again, I've stressed the level disadvantage coming in for the Saigon Jokers, despite the rather close goal gap at this point of time. It's going to be very difficult, and it seems that Azubu Taipei Assassins don't even want to bring it to a team fight stage because they're just sticking in their own lane, pushing it, and just, you know, beating them in the lane itself.
Something they can do very well, they are proving to be able to do right now. They were able to pick up middle tower after Morning was able to push next one out of lane, almost picking him up as well. They are trying to take down this bottom tower, it seems it's just under half health right now. 3 members of the Saigon Jokers defending that one down at the bottom lane. Archie here at the top lane, still giving Junie a really hard time.
Yeah, and Dragon is going to be up in 30 seconds, and let's just see if the Azubu Taipei Assassins decide to go for this Dragon, and let's see if it's actually contested, because if it is, it's going to be our very first 5v5 team fight of this game. And Junie taking a bunch of damage. Dominus being popped in the bot lane. We have some action as well. QTV using the Dragon Pop to the Dragon's Descent actually, and BB just putting in some pot shots from the back. Junie managed to get away from Aki, and Aki's just got a wail in the turret at the top lane.
That was a 2-on-3 situation, and they're able to come on top. Next water though goes on a killing spree, picks up Morning in the mid lane despite Dinter being there to get the shutdown afterwards. 2v1 and next water says no problem there, and we saw the top lane. Renekton was able to shove Junie out of the lane, forced him to run all the way back to the fountain, and was able to pick up that tower.
And I think we actually have Aki here picking up the red buff in the Saigon Jokers jungle. And yes, he actually picks up the red buff. And
so double jungle, no buff control.
No buff control at all.
Lousy double jungle.
And a great slice and dice over the wall. And it seems that Azubu Taipei Assassins is ready to put in some more members into the bottom half of the map, because look at QTV's aggression coming in onto Jay. The Dark Flight coming in, the knockout being hit as well, and Jay will go down.
Jay will go down there, but the rest of the Azubu Taipei Assassins, they wanted to insert it onto this bottom. They decided not to do so. Pings from the Saigon Jokers do go down onto this Dragon Pit though, and they might be able to pick this one up.
Yeah, it seems that Azubu Taipei Assassins is just happy to give Saigon Jokers this little bit of gold that they can have, because they know that they are in the commanding lead at this point of time. They have the level advantage, they have the gold advantage, and the item advantage as well. Not so much so on the mid laners, because Nixwater has been giving Morning a hard time in the mid lane.
Sure has. Morning's been having he was doing well early on, but after Nixwater picked up 1 or 2 kills, he was able to do much better in this mid lane. He's known for playing these niche shade champions. Nixwater is. He had, I think, one by far the most diverse picks in mid lane in the last season of the Green and Purple League. He's proven that he knows these picks quite well as well. He's played Mazar a few times. He's been playing him very well this game as well, I felt.
Yeah, and I expected the double jungle to fail immediately once Junie died in the level 1 first blood. But whoa, and we actually have the ultimate coming in from Dinter, as well as the tidal wave flashing away so they can actually get away from that gang.
A little bit of good micro coming with QTV here, but now he's gonna get flanked by 2 more members of the Azubu Taipei Assassins. Morning and Archie here just saying, QTV, you're dead, don't even try. Don't even bother.
You see that? They cut them into the knockout. No way QTV was getting out of that.
Destroyed. QTV was absolutely destroyed by that gang there. TPA looked to continue pushing this one.
And in the mid lane, Saigon Jokers have actually taken down the inner turret in the mid lane, and Archie is wailing at the top outer turret.
Dinter here tried to go aggressive onto safety up here in this top lane. Bottom lane, sorry. Archie was able to pick up that tower, teleport into the mid lane, coming out from BB. He wants to go back and help defend it. I'm actually going to get some good damage now onto that tower. Judy, though, bit of a sticky situation, managed to escape from the teleporting BB, though.
And wow, look at TPA all the way into the base of the Saigon Jokers. They really wanted those kills.
Looks like Saigon Jokers want to continue chasing this one. Morning, though, has that speed up, might be able to stop the advances of the Saigon Jokers. Judy wanted to come around from the back there, but with that much health, I don't think it's a good idea. He jumps around, he misses the stun on. Wow, Morning just turns around and destroys. That was a poor play coming from Judy. Archie here chasing blindly onto Jay there, gets picked up for a double kill. That was a very, very questionable play coming from the Saigon Jokers.
They chased the entire Taipei Assassins all the way from inside their base, all the way out to the place where the outer turret was. And at that flash,
Judy flashed with no health and then stunned the air. I mean,
what
and
was
then Archie beeline for Jay. I mean, what?
Questionable plays.
Questionable plays coming in for the Saigon Jokers here. 5,000 gold advantage going to the Azubu Taipei Assassins. They've just been wrecking towers back and forth. There goes the shockwave coming from Morning. That might be enough to save his life there. Should be. Saigon Jokers not able to pick up that kill once again.
Taipei Assassins just showing why they are undefeated so far in the GPL.
They have been looking very good this season as well.
Yeah, and it just seems that no matter what kind of plays you play against the Taipei Assassins, whatever team comp you have, you can 5-man it down the mid lane and they will still know what to do. You can use the double jungle odds against them, they will know how to handle it perfectly. Just so strong, the Taipei Assassins this season. And let's just see how, I'm very excited how the two of them, how the Taipei Assassins will face HQ tomorrow, as it's kind of a revenge match because HQ kind of dominating last season, losing to the Taipei Assassins in, I think, one of the first few games of the GPL. And they definitely, HQ really seeking for revenge.
So we're gonna have to see what either of these teams decide to do next. We still have Did Archie just try to arcane shift over the wall and miss that? Archie, why? Stop! Saigon Jokers really need to stop missing these flashes and skill shots over walls and then getting nothing out of it. So TPA once again taking away the red buff away from the Saigon Jokers. Quite ironic.
Two smites, no buff control.
2 smites and not enough buff control. Judy here might be walking into a huge trap, walks into that ball coming up from Morning. The shockwave will come in, the tidal wave will come in as well. So does the frost. Safety will get chunked down, loses faster. Now Archie's in a lot of trouble. Archie's chasing onto Archie, ready to against Ezreal. Managed to arcane shift out of that one. Now QTV's in a huge trouble. Victor will pick up that kill, and it's a 2-for-0 exchange in favor of Azubu Taipei Assassins after Junie's very nice face check there.
Well, they expected the jungle to be theirs, I believe, because they zoom out. And here we have the replay, and the tidal wave comes in, knocks up Junie. We will see the slice and dice picking up the first kill. Aki picking up the first kill. Safety actually manages to get away with the dark flame. The blood well is for Archie being wailed on by Aki, and look at the damage that Redactor is dealing. Archie manages to get that arcade shift over the wall, and QTB uses the burnout and tries to put as much damage as possible by just walking around and making them step on the flames, but to no avail. SAJ QTB just dies there.
The best part about the whole fight is that BB was not there. BB was at bottom lane split pushing the entire time, so they were able to win out 5-on-5 after the face check coming in from Junie, and at the same time got that bottom inhibitor just because BB was split pushing. So we're gonna see once again Junie, really bad luck Junie right now, almost walked into that trap once again. If he extended a little bit further down that lane, he would have 3 members of the Azubu Taipei Assassins jumping out onto him.
Well, I don't know what the Saigon Jokers can actually do at this moment because 2 smites, they do not have any buff control. I hope they will go for the Baron steal with the 2 spike. If the Azubu Taipei Assassins decide to actually go for the Baron,
I don't even think they will. I don't even think Azubu Taipei Assassins will even want to attempt Baron unless they get a few clean kills against the Saigon Jokers. They know that they still have double smite. Still means that they could steal that one out eventually, so they might not want to risk that. Dinter putting some deep wards into the jungle off the Saigon Jokers, spotting out safety. And I think to strike again.
And I think Archie just like in the past few minutes has just completed his Trinity Force, and look at the amount of items BB has. He has the Blade of the Ruined King. He also has a Static Shift, and as well as the Dagatron Cloak. So that's going to allow him to get away from any of the. That's going to allow him to cleanse the Nethergrass from Nyx Water. And as you say it, the Azubu Taipei Assassins decide to go for the Baron.
They just say, okay, we're going to do it anyway. Who cares about double jungle? This is a really in-your-face thing to do. Safety here gets the shockwave, gets chunked down to almost nothing. If he jumps in on this one, he's certainly going to go down. Purple team, they do get the steal.
They do get a spike steal, but I do not know if the Saigon Jokers can actually come back from this, because the entire of Azubu Taipei Assassins is going to try to collapse on them as soon as possible. We have Dinter here catching out QTV, and the tidal wave missing, airballing, forcing QTV to use that Dragon's Descent and the Flash to just get out of the Glacial Prison, but BB is just gonna wail on in and just gonna destroy QTV, it seems.
Dragon Slayer going up against the Dragon right now. QTV is running for his life. Heartseeker Vein will pick up that kill though.
So here we actually have the replay of the Baron steal. So, wow.
There we go, the flash in, the flash in.
They counted 1, 2, 3, Flash, Smite.
So they got the Baron steal, but
at what cost?
Azubu Taipei Assassins picked up 3 kills for that. Essentially a tower now. I mean, bottom lane's pushing in. I think on this wave, TPA should be able to pick up this tower. And they do. They managed to pick up the tower. Now they're going in onto the second inhibitor of the game actually, and they're gonna pick this one up with ease once again. So even though they got the Baron steal, I mean, there's just nothing they can do against TPA.
Yeah, right and now. It seems that TPA will just go for the final next inhibitor turret and try to pick up the final inhibitor of the game. Then the Baron buff is only on to 2 members of Saigon Jokers, Archie as well as Nyx Water.
Only the carries for Saigon Jokers have that Baron buff. I mean, it's a little bit of a booster for them, but Super TPA just so far ahead. I mean, picking up 2 inhibitors as well, trading that for Baron and 3 kills, just really not worth it. Judy went all in for that little Wraith.
Yes, he really needs that Wraith. As a jungler, he must control his camps.
Must control his Wraiths.
Yes,
must.
He has to. And as we were looking at Junie picking up that Wraith, Azubu Taipei Assassins just decide to go and pick up their first, I think it's their first or second dragon of the game. So that kind of pulls the goal lead to 8,000 goal thereabout. And I don't know what Saigon Jokers can do, really. I have no idea what Saigon Jokers can do. The double jungle effectiveness has already been shown. They stole the Baron, but at what cost? They lost the inhibitor, and they have super minions streaming into the base. We have QTV and Archie trying to push out a wave, but eventually those waves will slowly but surely start to get closer and closer into their base.
They do have good clearance of these waves. They have Archie cleared away from distance. Nyx Water can clear waves very nicely, and so can Safety. So they do have that going for them, but Super TPA just looks so strong right now with Archie and Dinter really strong frontliners at the moment.
Yeah,
both of them.
They're most likely just going to go in and just dive the turret, head up, especially with the Oriana ball on them, pull off a good ultimate from Dinter or a shockwave from Morning, and that's going to be it for Saigon Jokers. And there we have it, the shockwave coming in, and look at the CC chain coming out from the Azubu Taipei Assassins, just destroying face on Saigon Jokers.
Double kill does go down to Oriana, picks up that one nicely. Safety here now in a lot of trouble. The passive was popped by Atrox. He's gonna get taken down before the Dark Fly can even take effect there. That's a 3-for-0 exchange in favor of the Azubu Taipei. They're gonna pick up this final inhibitor, turret and inhibitor here. See Archie and Nyx Water desperately trying to defend this inhibitor that Azubu Taipei is gonna pick up as well. It's free for them anyway. They're gonna possibly end the game right after this spawn. I don't see why not. I mean, they have the minions pushing into the base. It's only 2 members alive for the Saigon Jokers. Bubble goes on the next one. Dinta charges into it, gets the slowdown. Not much else damage going down because the rest of the Super Taipei has a focus on destroying this Nexus, which they should be able to do with ease. But Saigon Jokers have respawned. Morning's hitting the Nexus. Is it enough though? Yes, it will be.
And there we have it. The game goes to the Azubu Taipei Assassins, even though